but then you got some years where it's going up way more than 6%. So that's kind of how it averages out. But. Hey, I'm John Stevenson, the Guaranteed Retirement Guy, and I'm going to answer your question today, whether or not annuities can beat the stock market. So do you think an annuity can beat the stock market? Have you been talking to an advisor that says it can beat the stock market? Maybe, but most of the time, probably not. So there's a lot of variables that come into play with annuities, and they have their costs, they have their benefits. You have to ask yourself, why are you purchasing an annuity? And what are the benefits that you're looking for? If you're looking to beat the stock market, there's very few people that can beat the stock market. Even most, hedge funds try to do it. A lot of mutual funds try to do it, but most of the time, they usually cannot beat it for at least a long period of time. There are some that can, but for most, I would say for most of us, if you're just wanting to get market growth, just put your money in an index fund and leave it there. Let's look at annuities though. How can annuities grow? Because annuities have some pretty good growth factors, especially depending on how much the insurance company can spend and what price they can get options contracts for the particular indexes that they're following. So it's pretty cool how it works out. So I'm going to share my screen. I want to show you exactly what this looks like. Let's see, we'll look at some annuities that are paying income and that have indexes, and I'll show you what the index does. We'll just go to the top one. So this one is a SPIDA. It's based off of someone who's 65, married, and they're taking income in 2 years. So 2 years off of $500,000 is $42,000 a year, guaranteed joint income. So if I was to go in here and illustrate this for one of my clients, then I would show the guaranteed and also the hypothetical. Of course, the guaranteed shows no market growth, just shows the income, shows the account value going down, which is normal. But again, it's very extreme. It's showing no growth whatsoever. So I think that's extreme because these usually have some pretty darn good growth. And you can see by the time they reach 94, they've taken out almost $1.2 million in income. Okay, now let's go to the hypothetical. Hypothetical, you can see there are some years where it's doing pretty decent. 8%, 9%, 3%. You see the zeros in there as well. The zeros are just down years. So when the market goes down 20%, your account doesn't go down at all because of the market. So it's pretty nice. But remember, you're also taking out withdrawals at a very, very high rate. $42,000 a year. You have to basically earn more than $42,000 a year if you want your annuity contract to grow in value. Okay, so most of the time you're not earning more than what you're taking out. Sometimes you do. There are some years where you would, but most of the time I would say, as you can see, this account value goes down pretty quick. By the time you're 79, it's gone. So, but again, if you're doing this for guaranteed income, then it doesn't matter. Now, if I weren't going to take income out, then I would have a lot of growth. So let's take a look at that. So if we were to, let's say we'll just say I won't take income until I'm 89. Okay, just to give us some room to see what the growth will be up to that point. Okay, so this point is saying that if I did that, income would be $143,000 a year. Sure, I mean, I guess you could take it at 89. You can use it for long-term care. That's absolutely what people will use it for. But if I just want to look at growth, let's see. We'll see at this fixed index annuity with income, what it would do just during the period of growth. Okay. Again, I'm going to show you the guaranteed versus hypothetical. So guaranteed shows you, well, contract value going down because remember, it's charging you for income. It's charging you an income rider. So if you were going to do something with no income at all, then don't pay for the rider fee. But the rider fee obviously gives you a ton of income. And so it gives you $143,000 if you were to do that. Now, if you had decent growth, and this one is showing just 6%, on average when the index actually goes up, then yes, you're getting 6.25, and it's just showing the averages. But you can see, I mean, this is growing. Not much. Grows to like $912,000, and then you start taking income. And so in this case, I would say no, it's not beating the stock market. Now, even you got some years where the stock market goes down. That's no fun. but then you got some years where it's going up way more than 6%. So that's kind of how it averages out. But if I want to say, all right, I want to beat the stock market, I don't want any fees whatsoever, then I'm going to look at this and say, okay, well, let's see here. What do I got? Let's see here. I think I want to look at Allianz. Allianz typically will earn more than American Equity, just because American Equity does not give you very much participation rate in the indexes, at least historically that I've seen. Yeah, par rate 15%. Yeah, that's terrible. So yeah, you can see the growth rate is just not very big. So all right, I'm going to go over to Allianz. I want to see what that does. And of course, you're not paying for an income rider on these, so you'll notice the income levels are less for these as far as a guaranteed income. But I just want to see what the growth does. Okay, growth on this one, 5.25. So it's not really beating the market either. It grows to like 1.1 million during that time. So let's look at a calculator. We'll just look at the calculator. Historically, let's say the stock market's done around 8%. Starting amount, $500,000. 25 years, 8%. And let's say, just do $1 a year. We'll just make this where I'm not really contributing. Okay, so it grows to $3.4 million. That's pretty good. You're not going to really beat the stock market with an annuity that's focused on income. Now, here's the thing. If you're looking for income, then you absolutely should do an annuity, because if you're going to grow that money for someone else, then grow it for them. Let it sit in the stock market and let it grow for them. If you want to protect it, then there's some growth annuities you can certainly put it into. But yeah, 3.4 million in 25 years. So I say, okay, well, can I beat that with just a growth annuity? Would a growth annuity actually beat that? Well, let's see here. So I'm going to go in here and let's say, just look at the performance analyzer. Oh, look at this, 53%. Wow. You know why that's showing that? It's because of this participation rate right here, 550%. So really it's averaged around 10%. But they're saying that we're going to give you 550% of the index, which is true. If the index grows 10%, they will give you 55%. That's exactly what they'll give you. The problem is those participation rates change every single year. Okay, so if I want to look at some of these, you can see all the different annuities. Let's say I want to choose the Athene. It's a good one to look at. They're even showing you, we'll give you an even higher participation rate if you pay us a 1.25%. So based off of this, that $500,000 over the next 25 years is going to grow to $27.8 million. Whoa, we beat the stock market big time, right? $3.5 million in the stock market with all the ups and downs versus this annuity. It's delivered $28 million from $500,000. That's pretty good. Whoa, I think I'll take that. That's paying me a whole lot more than the market will ever give me. But here's the little caveat about that. You see the par rate right here, participation rate 250%. That's only if it stays at 250%. If it goes down next year because the insurance company can't buy the options contracts for as cheap as they got this year, well then the par rate will go down. Maybe it goes down to 100%. Okay, well, if it goes down to 100%, is that going to change these numbers? Yeah. Are you going to get 70%, 34%? Yeah, probably not. Come on, guys. If it's too good to be true, well, it's probably not true, right? So unfortunately, there are some advisors that will come in and they'll just soak it up and they will show all these numbers to their clients because, boy, they want that annuity sale. They want to make that money, and they know if they can show you some pretty decent numbers, you're going to make some good money. Now, don't get me wrong. When you have high par rates or high cap rates, the insurance company is going to pay you a lot during that period, okay? It might be for a 1 year or a 2 year or a 3 year period. But remember, those rates, those participation rates, those cap rates do reset because they have to continually purchase more options contracts. And because of that, the costs are going to vary, the participation rates are going to vary, the cap rates are going to vary, and even some spreads will vary on some of those indexes, meaning you may or may not outperform the stock market. Okay. So, all right. So that is my answer is maybe. Maybe. And in some cases, yes, you will outperform the stock market. But in a lot of cases, no, you will not. But here's the thing to remember. Why do you want the annuity? Do you want it for growth? And do you want to leave it to your kids? Or do you want it for income, for yourself? Is it for your retirement, for your lifestyle? Is it the reason that you built up your money in the first place is for you to enjoy it? If that's the case, we should be looking at guaranteed income annuities because those are paying the most. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the section below. There is a link also below if you want to schedule a call with me and we can chat more about your annuity needs. Anyways, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. So annuities can be hard to understand. If you've got a question or there's something I haven't covered and you're just curious, please go into the comment section and share whatever question, whatever comment that you have. I'd love to hear from you and I'd love to answer whatever questions that you might have.